Greetings. I'm Keith Dornbos, and I'm the director of the Church Renewal Lab. If you're watching this video, it's likely because you have been invited to serve on your church's Church Renewal Lab team. Thanks for considering this possibility. First, let me just share with you a little bit about the Church Renewal Lab. The Church Renewal Lab began in 2013 at Calvin Theological Seminary. The goal of the lab is to help churches to become intentional, missional congregations that make more and better disciples who transform lives and communities for Christ. Just a couple important words. We are committed to helping to develop intentional congregations, churches that do church on purpose, that think clearly about what they're doing and why they're doing what they do. And missional, that we are joining God on his mission to redeem everyone he's called and restore everything he's created. And out of this, our passion is to make more and better disciples who will transform lives. People's lives are changed as a result of this, and the communities in which we live are really blessed. You know, when we think about what does success look like, a lot of times churches measure success by what I call the 3 Bs, which is budgets, buildings, and butts in the pew. But really, we think that the measurement of a successful church should be the RBIs, relationships that we have with others, blessings that we are in our community, and invitations to join us on a journey to God, with God. So relationships, blessings, and invitations. This Renewal Lab is a 2-year renewal journey. It's focused on one thing, as I mentioned, making more and better disciples, joining God on his mission of making more and better disciples. We think that it's guided by 4 essentials, that these things are important if renewal is going to take place. There has to be abiding in Christ. Jesus said, apart from me, you can do nothing. There has to be a vision to be able to see a God-preferred future. There has to be leadership to help get us from here to there. And there has to be congregational health, which means congregations that grant grace and permission. Now, the Renewal Lab process is a 2-year renewal journey, and it's done in chunks of 3 to 4 months, with each 3 to 4 months having certain assignments that are carried out largely by the Church Renewal Lab team and in conversation with the congregation. Each one of those quarters is a training experience, and it's a growing experience, and it moves us closer and closer to becoming those kind of people and that kind of place that lives up to our expectation and Christ's expectation for our full redemptive potential. The key to the renewal process, then, is the Church Renewal Lab teams. There's 5 to 10 persons that are working together to guide this process in a local congregation. The Church Renewal Lab team is really the innovation engine of this entire process. I once heard someone say that ongoing operations are at odds with innovation. In other words, the daily doing of the work that we do, the daily doing of ministry, is often what keeps us from being innovative. And so if you want to be innovative, you have to create sort of a team that can lead that innovation. And that's what the Church Renewal Lab team is. Now, as I mentioned, there are 5 to 10 persons that are serving on this team. Here are the positions that we are looking to fill. There's the position of a pastor or a key leader if a congregation doesn't have a pastor. The pastor guides the process and keeps the communications moving forward. There's an elder who is concerned about the spiritual care of the congregation through the changes that will come. There's a deacon who is committed to finding ways to introduce justice and mercy into the communities in which we live and really caring for practical needs. There's outreach, which builds bridges to people who are beyond our walls. There's worship that is asking, how can we create a worshiping experience that is attractive to persons who are on a journey to God? There's prayer, because, again, we need to be abiding in Christ, because apart from him, we can do nothing. They guide the prayer process. There's assimilation, that guides the journey of people who are disconnected from faith and faith family into connection with faith and faith family. There's discipleship, which is the care for people's soul development, because our concern is not just to make more disciples, but better disciples. The disciple maker helps us to think about values like the word and worship and community and mission. And then there's somebody serving and working in the area of children's ministry, and someone that's working in the area of students ministries, which is our junior high, our high school, and our post-high. Now, we will combine some of those positions in smaller congregations, and I've sent that information already to your pastors. Now, what time will this commitment take? Well, if you're part of the Church Renewal Lab team, you will meet once a month as a team for your processes of planning and implementation. Once a quarter, you will be meeting on a Saturday morning for a learning lab event that I will be doing training and in which you will be coached in your departments that you have for which you have responsibility. You will help guide the process then, which means investing in these various team assignments, meeting key leaders in your community, helping lead congregational events like a Time to Remember or a SWOT analysis. Most importantly, as a team member, you will be an active listener and learner and prayer. And so you have a sort of a spiritual responsibility, if you will, in this process as well. So I'd love to have you be part of the Renewal Lab team in your local congregation and to join us on this journey. I can just testify that after working with 90 congregations and their Church Renewal Lab teams, that the testimony I receive again and again from those who are part of this team, that being part of this has enlivened their faith, drawn them closer to Jesus, helped them to grow in their love for the church, and helped them feel like they belong to something important. So I'd love to have you join us and experience that as well. Let me know if you have questions. Again, thank you for considering this invitation, and I hope that we'll have an opportunity to meet soon. Take care. Have a good day. Bye-bye.